So what I was discussing, yeah. So this is delta x, delta y, because dx, dy is same as delta x, delta x, delta y. And what is delta x, delta y? Delta x, delta y is hu1 and hu2, right? So here the idea is about unit vector. So u1, fy, u2, right? So you can see that the formula is here, which is called the directional derivative at x, okay, at a point. So I'm giving you, this is, you can understand as a like the first principle we have seen for 2D, okay. So write the question without wasting time. Write the question using, did you understand this theory? Did you understand it properly? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Camera is off, so I can't see what you guys are doing. But please respond.
Yeah.
That is FYU2, right?
FYU2. Yeah.
Last line.
Yeah. FYU2. Partial derivative of function L with respect to y into u2. At point is given here. At this point in the direction of the unit vector u is equal to 1 upon root 2I plus 1 upon root 2j. Is it unit vector? First of all, let me know. Is it unit vector?
One square plus
Using the...
no. Oh wait. Sorry. It is. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is it unit vector?
Yeah. So it is unit vector because the sum of the squares and the root of that is 1, right?
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
So basically, the mode of this,
Its magnitude is 1.
Yeah, magnitude of u bar is right. You guys can switch on your camera. I think to whom I am talking, I can't see your face. We'll check out my bandwidth later. Yeah. Okay. So now how do I apply the definition here? The definition is you have to find the directional derivative of the function, right? Of the function at x comma y in the direction of u, right? So that is limit what? Limit h tends to 0, right? f of x naught plus hu1 comma y naught plus hu2. Are you getting this? Minus f of x naught comma y naught upon h. See, this hu1 and hu2 is nothing but delta x and delta y. I hope you didn't confuse you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now substitute the value.
That,
Yeah. So limit h tends to 0.
Sir, what is that notation? df of u
Directional derivative of function at x comma y.
Okay.
In direction u bar.
Yeah.
This is long term.
Okay, got it.
So x naught is 1 comma h. What is u1? u1 is 1 over root 2, right? Comma. Y naught is 2 plus h into 1 into root 2 minus 1 f of 1 comma 2 upon h. Now just simplify this. Okay, the function is given. Substitute the value inside this function. Let me know the limit.
So I got an answer.
What is the answer?
3 by root 2 or something.
3 by
Root 2.
3 by root 2. Are you sure? Because the answer is 5 by root 2. Please check it out. Please check it out. The answer is 5 by root 2.
Okay.
Sir, I'm not following the method, sir.
Not following the method, okay. Method or the theory? Like how to, yeah, this working on this question basically, what you're asking, or the theory part.
Yeah. Theory part is okay.
So in this question, what we have to do, we have to put this value. We have to put, this is x and this is y value, and we have given the function, right? This is the function. So we'll substitute this part over there. So what is x? X is 1 plus h by root 2 the whole square plus 1 plus h by root 2 into y. What is y? Y is 2 plus h by root 2.
Oh, I found my mistake.
Okay.
I found my mistake.
Okay. So is it clear, Mano? This is
Yeah,
x square
then
plus
F,
xy.
so f
Okay.
of, yeah. Plus 1 over h over limit h to 0 1 plus 2 root 2
Minus what is
plus
this?
h
1
square
comma 2 1 comma
plus
2
1
whole square plus
Yeah. 2 plus 1 over 2. Which becomes
5h by root 2 plus h square. Right. Is it okay there?
one.
Yeah,
By
I
root.
got this thing. I had the reason why I got the reason
1
why I got
plus
6 by
1.
root 2 is because I forgot one term to add.
Yeah. Okay.
So 3, 1, 2 root.
Done, Mano?
Yeah.
Okay. So write down next question. So the question is find the derivative of f of x comma y is equal to x cube minus 2x square plus y cube at t1 comma 2 in the direction of the vector that makes an angle of theta is equal to pi by 6 with x-axis. Okay. So can you find out the vector, the direction vector? See, we required only two things. Okay, to find the directional derivative, we require two things. One, point on the surface. Second, the direction. Okay.
And normal.
Why normal? What is normal?
We only need the direction.
Yeah,
And
direction
so we need the
vector.
plane.
Yeah.
The
And
plane will be near for plane. Right?
yeah, and a point. So point is given to us, which is 1, 2. What is directional vector? They have given something about directional vector. In the direction of the vector that makes an angle of theta is equal to pi by 6 with x-axis. Can you find out the directional vector?
So, yeah.
So, yeah, can I try, sir?
Yeah, sure. That's why I'm waiting.
Cos pi by 6 is equal to modulus. Root.
Yeah, so I think I got it.
Okay. So what is directional vector?
2b square plus b square
U cap.
b equal to 1, b is equal to 1 by root. So sir, it's uh,
Hmm.
2 root of 2 by 3
Root 2 by 3
root
or
of
root 3 by 2?
No.
See, the direction is in XY plane, right? Do you understand this? First of all, see, direction is in XY plane. So in XY plane, the vector is making pi by 6 angle with X direction, right? So this is your directional vector. So how do I find this vector? So this vector polar coordinates. This is basically polar coordinates. So u cap is equal to cos theta, which is cos pi by 6 in this case, cos pi by 6 I cap plus sin pi by 6 j cap. Are you getting this? So pi by 6 is 30. So cos 30 is root 3 by 2 I cap plus 1 by 2 j cap. Fine. This is unit vector. Why this is unit vector? Why I am saying this is unit vector?
Because if you square both the coefficient types, you get 1. Like when you add
Because
them,
the magnitude is 1. So therefore it is a unit.
Magnitude is 1. Yeah.
Yeah, we always want unit vector. We always want unit vector. Okay, remember that. It's very important. We always want.
so I found the calculation mistake I made.
Okay. You were saying 2 by root 3. So actually the value of cos pi by 6 is root 3 by 2.
Root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2, yeah.
Hurry up. Find out fx. Okay, so this is basically root 3 by 2 I cap plus 1 by 2 j cap. So this is unit vector. Done. Now we know the point also. The point is 1, 2. Now I just need two things, fx and fy. Can you find out that? Can you recall the formula? What is fx? See, look at the formula. Directional derivative at point x comma y is nothing but fx dot u1 plus fy dot u2. Okay, so you have to find out fx and fy. Am I too fast, or you can understand?
So one question.
Yeah.
The limit is another way of getting the same answer, right?
Yes.
The limit technique.
Yeah. You will get the same answer. Definitely.
Yeah.
But there, yeah, if you apply the logic or the formula, you will get the same answer. I think now I am visible properly. Okay, so what is fx, Mano? Partial derivative of function with respect to x.
Okay, so 3x squared minus 4x.
What is fy, Devhas?
So fy is 3y squared.
3y squared, yeah.
Fy is 3y squared. Perfect. Can you apply the formula? Directional derivative of the function at point this in the direction of unit vector is equal to fx. Okay, first of all, let me write x and y here. And then I will substitute the point. So that is fx into u1. What is u1?
U is root 3 by 2.
Root 3 by 2 plus 3y square 1 by 2. What is this basically? What is this?
The answer?
No, this is not the answer. The slope of the tangent line would be constant.
No. Yeah.
What is this? This is, you can write, this is an equation of slope. Do you remember in two-dimensional figure also we find the equation of the slope, and based on the given point we can find out the exact value of the slope at that point, right? So this is equation of the slope of tangent line to f of x comma y, a surface at any point but only in direction of what? U cap.
XY plane.
No. U cap. What is the direction? U cap. Means that would be the, you can understand that there are a lot of such points on the surface. Okay. If you draw the tangent parallel to U cap, you will get lot of tangents. You will get lot of tangents. Are you getting that? Which is parallel to U cap. Because we may have lot of points on the surface, isn't it? But if at a certain point, then we can restrict the tangent to 1. So therefore we required a point, and the point is x comma y. What is the point? 1 comma 2. 1 comma 2. So
1 comma 2.
3 minus 4 root 3 by 2 plus 2 to the 4 3 is 12, 1 by 2. So this is minus root 3 by 2.
So 3 minus 8. So 3 minus 8, not 3 minus 4.
Now this is x also. This is also x. You have to substitute 1 only.
It's 3x square minus 4x.
That's not 4y. That's 4x only.
It's 3 minus 4.
Huh?
3 minus 4.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, it happens. First question. But the process is very simple. Do you understand this? You have to just find out unit vector and a point.
Yeah.
Right? The process is very simple. Now you understand this, right? Because if you have equation like this, if we have a curve in 2D, so we can have infinite tangent on this curve, isn't it? We have infinite tangent on this curve, but so that's why we get one equation in terms of x and y, or in terms of x, right? So to restrict the tangent, we required one point, and that will give us the slope of that tangent line. Okay, if we have a point, that gives us the slope of that tangent line. If we have a point, that gives the slope of that particular tangent line, right? So similar concept is here, but in multivariate function. Okay, what was the formula? What is the formula of directional derivative? The formula of directional derivative is derivative in the direction of
du f,
right? Directional derivative of f at x comma y in the direction of u is equal to fx u1 plus fy u2, right? Now what is this fx and fy? These are the partial derivative of function with respect to x or with respect to y.
In terms of x and y respectively.
And what is u1 and u2?
It's the direction in the x and y, like of the unit vector.
Means you can say the component of unit vector along x and y direction, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. So
so
basically, when we're basically resolving u, right, into I and j.
yeah, u is basically can be written as u1 I cap plus u2 j cap, right? Which is unit vector. See here in the example also, right? The magnitude is 1, but the unit vector is written in terms
Now I
of,
got it. Yeah.
since this unit vector is in xy plane. Can you see that? Where is my unit vector here? The unit vector is in xy plane, right? So it must be written in terms of the component of x direction, the component in x and y, right? So that is ui plus
Yeah.
u2, u1i plus u2j. Okay. Now what I want to explain here is, if you look at this term properly, this is nothing but what you are getting at this point. What is the value of this? Is it scalar or vector? At certain point,
Vector.
no, at certain point, is it vector or scalar? What is the slope of any tangent line? Is it vector or scalar? What you are talking about, Mano? Is it vector? The slope of any
It's
tangent line, it's a
Scalar.
scalar.
Slope at one point is scalar. Yeah.
At
Yeah.
one point, or you will get an equation.
Yeah.
You will get an equation that is also not vector. That is basically scalar quantity only. Are you getting that? This is also a scalar
Yeah.
quantity. That is an equation. I didn't say that is a vector, right? So fx and fy. Okay. This part is basically scalar quantity. Okay. This part is scalar quantity. And what is this? This is vector quantity. Are you getting this? Please understand this properly. The final product is scalar quantity and unit vector is a vector quantity. Are you getting that? So when it is possible? When we take dot product of two vector, then only we get a scalar quantity. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So if I write this
Yeah.
u1 and u2 as the unit vector in terms of this, okay, so I'll have to write this vector like this, and when we take the dot product, then only we are getting the scalar quantity, right? So this is a vector quantity, and this is also supposed to be vector quantity. Do you understand this? Because then only if you find the dot product, we will get a scalar quantity, isn't it? So this vector has certain name. This vector, this is unit vector. It's obvious that this is unit vector, and this vector also has certain name that is called gradient vector. That is called gradient vector, and that can be written as del f, and that is denoted as del f. Okay, del f, del f x comma y, del f at x comma y. So this is called gradient vector, very important. Now we will discuss some property of this gradient vector. So before that, you just make note of something, like write down. This is a slope of surface not a vector, right? Mano, I have written this for you. This is a slope of surface, not a vector. Now, del f is a vector. Okay, you can write part of directional derivative, right? Because one part is this gradient vector and the other part is unit vector basically. So how do I write the formula again? If I have to write the formula again, how do I write the formula? This is directional vector, directional derivative of the what I can say, tangent at point xy in the direction of u cap, right? That is same as del fxy dot u cap. Okay, here you can understand here. This is del fx comma y dot u cap. This is also vector. This is also vector. We are doing dot product. We are getting scalar quantity. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
It's very important because this gradient vector is going to be discussed in, I think, 2-3 classes back to back.
We'll do Laplace and Laplace
is
equation
done.
also. Right?
Laplace is done. fxx plus fyy is equal to 0.
So that's why they say like. So that's why, I was reading, they show that symbol like as an operator, the upside down triangle, and then the square, they square that, and when the square of that is equal to 0, it follows Laplace, right?
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the second law.
So you can now write the final statement about this. It relates to, okay, the gradient vector relates to, let me complete this, otherwise you will figure out what relates to. Delta fx comma y relates to grade, okay, gradient means grade, or you can say climb of the surface for a specific grade, okay, that must have a point and u cap. Are you getting that? See, I have drawn one plane. I have drawn one plane. So the gradient is a climb along that surface, okay, which include a point and the direction u bar. So you can see that this curve which I am referring here, this curve is the climb. Are you getting that? This curve is the climb. So how steeper is the climb is basically the gradient. Do you understand the definition properly? Okay, so now we have a lot of questions to discuss on this, and how the question appear in examination, that also we need to discuss. That's really very important because the lot of questions can be formulated on this concept. Okay, did you understand the concept today? Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So we'll be discussing.
So maybe we can do some questions on this.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send the question. The question which you can attempt properly. Okay, so I'll send the question on WhatsApp. Okay.
So Wednesday, can
Monday.
we start? So
Monday.
And Monday,
Yeah.
can we start with the discussion of all the questions? Those 5 and these, whatever you send now.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I think Dev has done the homework. I think he did all the questions.
I have 2 remaining.
Okay, no
Can we
problem.
discuss all
Yeah.
of them at once then?
Yeah, definitely. So on Monday we'll discuss all the questions. We'll not extend this topic further. We'll discuss a lot of questions like the homework and the question which I'm going to give you. Okay, and most probably the real life example on this topic. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was it fruitful? Give me feedback. Was it fruitful today's session?
It was an intense session. Like we did a proper new topic, but I understood. I understood at the end of the day.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I